Kateri here. Leo tunapika pasta pesto. We are making a cashewnut and basil pesto to accompany some freshly made pasta. So let's get started. So to begin, I'll start by making pasta. I have a video on that on my channel already, so check this or my description bar below. There'll be a link to the making of the pasta. The reason I've made the pasta myself is because I just love the way fresh pasta tastes, and I love the way it works well with pesto. So, but if you don't have time to make your own pasta, just use store-bought pantry pasta, boil it up pretty quick. For pesto, pesto does not need to be cooked, and it's practically ready in like less than 10 minutes. So you just need to assemble your ingredients and get started. Quick disclaimer, this is not an authentic pesto, considering I haven't used pine nuts, neither have I used Parmigiano Reggiano or Parmesan cheese, but it's still delicious. I still love it, and I've talked about the variations that you can do as we go through the video. But yes, we'll start with cooking our pasta. So here's my water boiling. Then I'm going to salt it. Whoa, okay. It's that hot. Anyway, when you're making pasta, make sure the water is as salty as the ocean. Then we add our pasta. I'm using fresh homemade pasta. There's a recipe on that on my, just check the description bar. But you can use just pasta from the supermarket. I just wanted to use fresh for this. So fresh pasta cooks so fast. This will take roughly 2 to 3 minutes. You'll know it's done. You'll know it's done when it floats to the top. So I'm just stirring it around so that they don't stick. And then with fresh pasta, it will plump up. As you can see, my pasta has floated to the top. I've given it a taste. It has a beautiful bite, so it's al dente. I'll reserve some of the starchy pasta water, and I'll just drain this. Then we make the pesto. So for the pesto, we are going to need basil, cashew nuts that I've toasted on the pan, some garlic cloves that I've slightly chopped, my pasta, I'll talk about it later, black pepper, salt, olive oil, and some pasta water. So when you're using olive oil, make sure you get extra virgin olive oil. And for pesto, it's a sauce that's not cooked. It's just tossed with the cooked pasta. So if you can get extra virgin olive oil, perfect. If you're looking for a substitute, the internet told me avocado oil works. I've never tried, but extra virgin olive oil. So, and the other thing that you'll need is a food processor. If you don't have one, you can use the spice grind thing for your blender. You'll just have to work in batches, or if you have a powerful blender, you can use that. So we'll just combine everything in the food processor, everything being the basil, the cashews, the garlic, and then once it's all mixed, we gradually add in our olive oil. Here we'll go in by sight. We'll look at the way it's behaving and see whether to add more or leave it as is. So in my food processor, I've added my toasted cashews. You can also use macadamia nuts. And I'm going in with my basil leaves. So I washed this, and then I tried my very best to ensure they're dried up. So just stuffing. They look like a lot, but once you start mixing, they reduce. Then my garlic. Good amount of salt. So traditionally, pesto is an Italian word that means to grind. So usually if you have those granite or ceramic mortar and pestles, you can use that. So I'm turning on, and then let's pulse this. So occasionally I'm going in with my spoon to just make sure everything moves around. My food processor is rather old. I've had it for over 8 years. It was a wedding gift. As you can see, it's on its deathbed. I'll show you. See how much it's reduced. Can you even tell? It's the same. So I'll just give it one more go, then I go in with my olive oil. I'll gradually add my olive oil while still spinning it. It smells divine. Let's look at it. Where's my spoon? Ah, look at that consistency. I've added about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Yes, about a 1/4 cup. Wow. Let me give it a taste. Beautiful. Needs a bit more salt. Just a little. Just a pinch. I give it one final go. Yeah, and there's the pesto. Doesn't it look glorious? So we're just assembling. I'll just take the same sufuria that had my pasta, dump in my pasta, then put my pesto, and then a bit of the pasta water to dilute. Then I'll just toss this together and we'll have a meal. So here's my pesto, as you can see. The pasta water helped to thin it out a bit. Look how beautiful it looks. And if you are using pantry pasta, this would take at the very most 10 minutes. Yeah, actually the amount of time it takes for you to cook your pasta. Mine has taken longer because I made my own pasta from scratch. You don't have to, but I would highly suggest because fresh pasta has such a delightful bite. So we'll give this a taste and yeah. For the fun part, tasting. Simply delicious. You have to give this a try. Just a handful of ingredients, but extremely flavorful. And if you can go the extra mile of making your own pasta, trust me, it will pay off. The bite that comes with fresh pasta, glorious. But if you can't be bothered, it's okay, you can just use store-bought pasta. Just one thing I need to add, that this meal is a bit on the expensive side because olive oil doesn't come cheap, neither do cashew nuts. Sometimes it's hard to come by basil, but it's a good once in a while special occasion meal that you treat yourself without trying too hard, because you just need to make the pesto, make the pasta, match made in pasta heaven. For the quantities used, check the link in the description bar to my blog, leotunapika.com. If you do try this, tag me either on Twitter or Instagram or even Facebook at leotunapika. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It's free to do so. And do give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate. And from me, Gatweri, kwaheri.